Welcome to the Meaningful Jobs Podcast, Season 1, Episode 10. I'm your host, Adrian. Today we're going to talk about a startup called Accurx. Okay, quite a hard name to pronounce, but I think it's pronounced as Accurx. So what this startup does is that it creates a messaging app for medical teams and patients to communicate more easily. So before I dive into what this startup really does, let me just go through some of the major problems that are happening on a daily basis between doctors, medical teams, and patients. So, based on some research, there are 4 frequent miscommunications between medical teams and patients. The first is providing a patient with appropriate and timely information. The second one is to keep all colleagues informed and sharing appropriate level of information between each other. The third one, which is more serious, is a failure to listen to patients accurately. The fourth is a failure to work in partnership or collaboratively with the patient and its family members. So this begs the question, why is it so difficult for a doctor or for a nurse to just share information? Well, first of all, if you've seen a doctor before, you know how busy they are. A lot of them don't have time to repeat information that they've obtained. The second one is, some doctors and nurses, they feel that they are experts in their fields, and rightly so. But then the downside is that they feel that the patient and his families, they're not from that same field of expertise. So even if I share information to you, you wouldn't understand it, and it would just compound on my workload. And this creates a serious problem where nobody knows exactly what is going on, and this can lead to, well, in the most serious instances, it can lead to the wrong operations being performed, and can lead to a significant risk to the patients lives in the most serious cases. So what Accurx is doing, it's mainly servicing the NHS in the UK. It's a messaging app for medical teams and patients is very advanced. It allows doctors and nurses not just to share information simultaneously and directly, but because a lot of medical terms are really complex, very technical, it also has a feature where it helps bring teams and patients closer despite complex medical terms that might hinder communication. So this main product of Accurx is chain SMS. So as I mentioned just now, aside from just simply messaging various people, including patients, nurses, so on, it also reminds patients automatically to book appointments, notifying them about results of their medical examinations immediately. And it also sends advice to patients as well. And all of this information, all of this communication records are then saved back to a patient's medical record to ensure, a better follow-up approach. If you look at the leadership team at Accurx, the credentials of the leading team is obviously excellent. That's why it secured the latest funding of around $9 million, I believe. And its leading team consists of leading doctors, leading healthcare practitioners, and investors who've invested in other healthcare companies before. So most of Accurx's hiring is done in London at the moment. It doesn't have plans to expand to other countries at the moment, but if its app continues to develop at this current pace, and that it can demonstrate a significant benefit for patients due to better communication between medical teams, there might be a plan to then expand abroad. So do take a look at the careers page, and see you in the next episode.